Have you ever worked with someone who was brilliant but couldn't lead? Like they nailed every metric, sharp thinker, polished communicator, but when it comes to people, influence, vision, they stalled. Because here's the truth. IQ gets you in the room, EQ helps you lead the room, but it's the SQ that reminds you why the room even matters. Today, we're unpacking the difference between IQ, EQ, and SQ and what great leaders know about using all three. Let's dive in. Leadership today isn't just about what you know, it's about how you think, how you relate, and how you lead. In this video, we're breaking down the three core intelligences every leader needs: your IQ, your intelligence quotient, or said differently, your logic; your EQ, your emotional quotient, or your ability to read situations and people and anticipate responses to produce the best outcomes for everyone involved. I often refer to this as your emotional depth, and your SQ, your spiritual intelligence, or your sense of purpose. Each one plays a role, but most leaders overdevelop one and neglect the others. Let's break them down. First, IQ. What do you know? Right? IQ is your cognitive horsepower. It's how you process, analyze, and problem solve. In leadership, it shows up in strategic thinking, fast decision making, understanding complex systems. It matters, especially when the stakes are high. But here's the trap. Leaders who rely too heavily on their IQ tend to treat every issue like a logic problem. They miss the nuance, the emotion, the human side of execution. IQ can help you solve a problem, but it won't tell you which problem is worth solving. That's where EQ steps in. EQ is about how you relate. EQ is your ability to recognize and respond to emotion, yours and everyone else's. It shows up in how you navigate tough conversations, how you read between the lines, and how you build trust across the board. Leaders with high EQ don't just manage performance, they coach it. They know when to challenge, when to support, and how to bring people with them, not just direct them. Because in fast-paced, high-pressure environments, people don't just follow titles. They follow leaders with executive presence. EQ is what turns compliance into commitment. But even with EQ, there's one more layer that sets great leaders apart. Let's talk about SQ. SQ is about why you lead. SQ is your spiritual intelligence. It isn't about religion. It's about purpose. It's about your ability to lead from values, to make grounded decisions when the data isn't enough, to stay centered when the pressure is high and the path isn't clear. You'll see SQ in how a leader holds the line when shortcuts look tempting, balances growth with integrity, creates meaning, not just metrics. See, SQ is what keeps your ego in check and keeps the long-term impact in view. Because the best leaders aren't just strategic and emotionally aware, they're anchored and driven by purpose. When your team sees that, they don't just trust your leadership, they believe in your leadership. So let's talk about real leadership in action. I once worked with a senior leader at a fast-growing technology company. She had the IQ nailed, sharp, strategic, always 2 steps ahead, but her team was struggling. Turnover was starting to escalate. Engagement was low. To her credit, she didn't blame the team. What she did was she got curious. That's where she started leaning into her EQ. She listened more. She asked better questions. And through that process, she realized the issue wasn't clarity, it was connection. People didn't feel safe pushing back. So she adjusted. She slowed down. She made space for dialogue. And when things got tough, she didn't just default to logic. She led from her core values. That's SQ. See, she stayed focused on long-term impact, not just on short-term wins. 6 months later, guess what? The team was performing and thriving. They didn't just trust her strategy, they trusted her. So let me ask you, are you leading with just IQ? Or are you building the kind of leadership people want to follow? Because IQ earns respect, EQ earns trust, and SQ, that earns loyalty. The best leaders develop all three because all three matter. If you're ready to elevate your leadership brand, influence, and impact, I got something for you. Download my free ebook, The CEO Shift. Empower your leaders to think like entrepreneurs and lead like owners. Inside, I'll walk you through how to elevate your leadership, drive alignment, and build a high-performance team that owns the mission. If you're not quite ready for that level yet, that's cool. Then let me send you a signed copy of my book, Freedom to Experiment. It's all about how to reignite both yours and your team's energy, sharpen your focus, and build unstoppable momentum. The book is free. All I ask is for you to cover shipping. Hit the link in the description and we'll take care of the rest. Today's message hit home. Here's how you can help others find it too. First, give this video a like. Drop a comment below related to your business. Maybe something like, which type of intelligence do you want to grow on next? Your IQ, your EQ, your SQ. Just drop that in the comments. And of course, subscribe, because every week I'm sharing strategies and tactics to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. I'll talk to you in the next video.